Kay, she's an apostate. She says that she was reading about, she asked her parents about God, and they said God is self-created. Okay. And then she says she was about 10 or 11, and she started wondering about God. Where did God come from? Which is a common question every child will ask, and this is in hadiths as well. So it's not a problem, kids will ask this question. I think every child has probably asked that. So that doesn't really, this is like a thing. Child will question anything, right? So the hadith it says, the person will keep asking until they said, well, who created God? Like who created the egg, or who created, and then they'll say God created everything. And then the child will ask, who created God? Or the person, actually in the hadith it says, the person will ask, but who created God? It just means that people will question everything. Okay, that's all it means. Okay, so fine. So she's explaining that was how her search began. Then she said she started questioning why women had to wear hijab. And she started wearing hijab when she was 8. Which I guess is common, among some groups to wear hijab very early. It's a little bit early. I had a daughter that wore hijab early as well. And then she said from that she went from hijab to the question of women. Right, okay, women. And then from hijab she jumped to slavery. From she's like taking these leaps from one subject to the other. I mean, I think when you're studying Islam that way, you will never get an in-depth understanding of any one topic. It's like you're just chasing, anything that just comes along. Like you're not focusing on one particular question enough so that you could have a good understanding of it, right? Because hijab is not about protecting, like she said, again, this myth that hijab is there to protect women from men who cannot control themselves. Islam does not say anywhere that men cannot control himself. That's actually a very sexist statement. They keep saying that Islam says that. Islam does not say that. That is what they are saying, which proves again how they lie. I'd like anyone to show me a proof that Islam says men cannot control their sexual urges. Islam does not say that, because Islam is not a sexist religion. And there is nothing that says men cannot control their sexual urges. That's just false. And actually, Islam promotes fasting because that is how you better control your sexual urges. And men and women could both fast if necessary. If you think you need to fast to control your sexual urges, your desire, your natural desire, which Allah put in you, then do that. But people are too lazy to fast, so instead they want to have illicit sexual relations with people because they're not good Muslims. So please, before you say things, find proof for what you're saying. Otherwise, you're just, making up things, or cut and pasting your arguments like so many other liars on the internet.